think because it impacted me at such a young age, seeing as I was only 11 when it occurred, my whole childhood kind of was like ruined in a way. Like I never lived a normal life from that moment. So for me, I can't really remember a time before, what I was like before that. So all I can remember is me suffering from PTSD and anxiety and dealing with the consequences of that night. So I don't think I'll ever get over it or will ever be able to, because it's such a part of my life now from being impacted at such a young age.
How does it make you feel when she says things like that?
I find it upsetting. She almost missed her childhood like a lot of people who were there, and mistakes were made that night, and people need to own up. It's just been very difficult from my perspective getting any sort of counselling, but from Amelia is still under the hospital. So she's still under the cams 5 years later, and she's now got anorexia, and she's been diagnosed with severe PTSD. She's on lots of medication. So every day is a struggle, isn't it? But every day, obviously, we think of the 22 families. We're very close to the families as well.
Do you think the inquiry is going to bring you any kind of peace? Your mum obviously mentioned there the effects that it's had on you. Do you think that's going to help at all?
I think that through the inquiry, I'll be able to actually see where people went wrong and what could have been prevented before that horrible situation took place, and what should have happened after to ensure not only our safety but every single person's safety there. So I think from that perspective of actually finally letting it out of who did mess up on the night is really important to not only me, but I imagine all the families and all the other survivors as well, just to finally have that kind of knowledge of why what happened and what went wrong, really.